last year, but I won it a couple years ago, so I figured we'd make a trip out there.
Right. Mike, give me an idea.
We're live, but you can just hang on a minute if you want to.
Okay.
So, just go ahead and start at 7.
All right. Hello, local racing fans. We are rounding you up on the works right now. We're live on Facebook and on YouTube. And we got a good show tonight with a couple of great guests. We're going to talk about racing. We're going to talk about the 4th of July and what a person does on the 4th of July. And Stephen Bowers is going to go topless. Right, Stephen?
Yeah, we're planning on racing flying to Kansas and flying an IMCA show. So we just got back from Minnesota Monday.
Wow.
Monday evening. So
well, we know there's a lot of out-of-town people got all kinds of agendas this weekend. Racers going to those big money races and people wanting to go see fireworks. And instead of coming this way toward Kansas City, we know you're from Topeka. You're headed to Salina.
Yep. Flying to Kansas, that's out west, and we'll head back. Then we'll head back east, and we'll figure out what we'll do Saturday. We'll obviously have to put our top on and go race track. We either go race USRA or find another IMCA track.
Right. Well, man, that sounds awesome. I've done some topless late model racing, and it's really a neat experience. You wouldn't think it would make that much difference, but the visibility thing is what appealed to me about it. You could see the flagman from a whole new angle. And have you run topless before?
Yes, we have. We ran a couple of topless shows at Salina, and we won. We won a topless show at Salina, so it's pretty cool. We figured we'd go back. They draw quite a bit of cars there, so I mean, it's an IMCA track, so we'll go support them and see where since 36 is off tomorrow, so we figured we'll go out west, and we got a lot of fans out there that we're missing to see, so we'll figure we'll go meet them and see what we can do.
So your plans are uncertain after Salina.
Yeah, we got to get through Friday night first.
Right. Well, you know, there's a lot of racetracks that are going to feature fireworks as part of their show, but let's just say you do get to race Friday and Saturday. Are you just going to celebrate the 4th like any other family?
Say what?
If you get your racing fix in Friday and Saturday, on Sunday the 4th, are you just going to celebrate it like anybody else?
Oh, yeah, I don't think there's very many races going on Sunday, but I think we'll just go find a fireworks show and take the daughter, and we'll see watch America light up and see how beautiful America is.
I particularly love Independence Day because I love our independence and our freedom to get to go racing, and
yeah.
I'm like you. I like going to different places, and I think I raced out at Salina one time, but man, it's just awesome to have that ability, and we got COVID lightening up enough now where we're kind of back to normal as far as racing goes. Do you feel like that this season's been good so far?
Yeah, it hasn't been bad. I mean, we kind of been IMCA, USRA racing, so never really have nothing in stone. So we're kind of just bouncing back and forth. So I mean, it's been fun, and just meeting different people and that show, and my sponsors for helping me staying with me and continue my success.
Well, last year in 2020, you had 28 feature wins, right?
Yeah.
How close are you to that this year?
I think we're at 8 or 9.
Oh boy!
Wins this year.
You got
so we haven't been racing much. I mean, I think one time we was off for like 3 weeks because of rain. So.
Oh wow! Yeah, it's rained here all week. I don't know about Topeka, but I think it's just now lightening up. this afternoon.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, it's sunny here right now, so.
I'm sure there's a lot of racetracks that's going to put a damper on their activities, but Salina will be a good place to go, and then Saturday, I'm sure places will be dried out around here. I mean,
hopefully they will, and we'll find a track, and we'll come to a track near somebody.
right.
We either go to Springfield or I-35, or we'll find somewhere to race on Saturday. Then Sunday we'll kind of relax and watch the fireworks show.
I was going to say that Springfield could be an option, but man, I'm from Kansas City, so that just adds another 50 miles to the trip to go to Springfield. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a long
yeah,
one for you. And then Salina's what?
It's fun to support Jerry Hoffman. He's got an IMCA track down there, and we ran about 6 or 7 times there last year.
Boy, isn't he
when we was
isn't he
running
great?
for IMCA, so.
We're talking about Jerry Hoffman.
Yeah, and always puts a good track out there for people to race on. That's what I think I appreciate about Jerry. He works at it. I mean, I've been down there before, and that guy, he's never still. It seems like
No, that guy is always in a water truck or a motor grader.
Yeah.
He does not want that track to rubber up. I do know that. So I got to give him credit for that.
Yeah,
But he wants 2 lanes of racing.
Yeah, I'm usually up there shooting video, and one minute he's out on the track riding that quad around, and the next minute he's standing up there talking to officials in the press box, and then you look around and he's down on the track again.
Yeah, he does it all.
He's a man in motion, and I mean, he works at it. I give Jerry Hoffman a lot of credit for Springfield, and of course it's become a very successful operation down there. But I was sitting in there while I was hooking us up with the Facebook partners, and I was just wondering, Stephen, no chance that you would just maybe go by CMS there and drop in for that 5,000 to win deal?
Is that a Saturday or Sunday?
Both. Actually, you can go Sunday, I believe. I mean, I would do some checking on that. But Sunday is the day that is the 5,000 to win.
Oh, okay. We might have to give that an option.
And I think
So,
they qualify the whole bunch again that didn't make it Saturday. They qualify them all again Sunday. So
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you could get in on that deal. So please go.
Yeah. We could do that, or we'll see. We'll weigh out our options.
Yeah. And
Last time we went there, man, that track was pretty narrow.
oh, really?
We went there that Memorial Day, and it was pretty narrow. It wasn't much passing, but it was pretty narrow.
Yeah.
It's usually pretty wide.
Well, I would think those track conditions might suit your car and driving style, because with the heat now really upon us, well, it hadn't been that hot, but the humidity is. But it seems like that track dries out pretty quick, and I think that'd be ideal for you.
Hey,
Yeah.
I hear a little small voice, and we're looking at a picture of a tire changer on there. Is that your tire changer in the background?
Oh yeah. Old Brindley.
I love
I think
that
it's
picture.
bigger than her.
Yeah. Pardon me?
I think it's bigger than her.
Just about. It probably weighs more than she does.
Oh yeah, it does. Weighs like 20-some pounds soaking wet.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that's funny.
Yeah. You say you started off the season here so far. We're what? Probably 2 months, maybe 2.5 in, and you've got 8 wins. Is that about where you were last year when you?
Yeah, I say we was pretty close to that.
So
Not right on top of head, but I think we're pretty close. Yeah, we're about pretty close to that.
Yeah.
Is that the same car you had last year?
Oh yeah, same car, and just brushing up the shock, stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's about it.
I'll be darned. I suppose you went through it this winter, and anything that needed to be taken care of while you got it straightened out, I'm sure.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, here she is again with Harley up on top of the car, I think, isn't it, Greg?
Oh, that's a dog.
It's a
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Harley.
It's a good-looking dog.
Who does she get the wearing glasses from? Because you don't wear any, do you? And I didn't think your wife did.
She wears contacts. I'm supposed to wear glasses, but I refuse glasses. So if I hit somebody on the track, it's probably because I'm blind or something.
Man, that's cool.
Looking back on 2020, and I think I know some of what the answer is going to be to this, but what were the keys, as far as you're concerned, to those 28 wins you had? I mean, first of all, that's just probably more than some guys win in a career. But what were the keys to that? Was it just the garage work, the racing right and keeping clean, staying, where you're not going to get crunched up?
I'll tell you this. My guy that helps me out, he's about 87, 88 now, John Meinholt.
Yeah.
And he has it's called the 6P Club. It's proper preparation prevents piss poor performance. So I keep that in mind, and if you don't, normally 9 times out of 10, the races are won in the shop, and you go out and have fun.
Yeah.
And you get to the racetrack.
I was going to say,
that's how.
I believe that, because it seems like most of the time when I see you at the track, even before the hot lap start or whatever, you're pretty much out socializing and doing whatever. And you see some of these other guys, they're under the car, they're whatever, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, it's a little late for that, isn't it? Because
no, everybody's got different deals, and if you got a balanced race car, you just go to a track and just make sure you keep a good balanced race car. I mean, if you don't have a balanced race car, then you're going to be fighting it for a while till you get a balanced race car.
Yeah, can you explain that term to me a little better, what exactly that means? Are you talking about being scaled, or what do you mean balanced?
No, I wouldn't say scaled, but when the track's heavy, track's dry slick, the only thing you do is maybe put a little less stagger in or put a little more stagger in the car, and that's about it, and air pressure. But when you have your shocks right and stuff like that and springs, you normally don't have to change them too much, so... Except for the track gets like Baja City, but I haven't really been on a Baja City track yet. So.
That's a new term. I got to write that down. Baja City. I love that, Stephen. That's really good. But are you going to be... Now, you've been running at I-35. Now, are you running the same car at 35 with no changes? You're running an IMCA car there?
Yes, it's a complete 100% IMCA car with tires and the spoilers.
Okay. So I didn't know if you were... We've got an interesting picture here. I'll be back to that. But we've got an interesting picture here. It looks like the 77 is sitting at the drive-thru at McDonald's. What's that about?
Well, they wouldn't let us pull our truck and trailer in there. We went up there, and they wouldn't let us order... They wouldn't let us order our food, so we got our race car out, and we ordered our food with the race car. So, we was hungry.
That's like something I would have done.
I hope you revved it up several times.
Oh, yeah. They thought it was pretty amusing, I guess.
Where was this at, Stephen?
It was in St. Joe.
St. Joe?
I think we won 36 Speedway. We came on, we was hungry, and we went to McDonald's, and they said they wouldn't accept our order because our deal, we couldn't stand out there. So I said, okay, I'll take my race car out, and I did, and we got our food.
I love it. Absolutely love it. Back to what I was saying here. Are you going to run more USRA stuff this year, or are you still wanting to possibly be involved in that IMCA points deal? Because it kind of confuses me when you go to I-35, because I know you're running USRA, and I'm thinking, well, is he not chasing the national points deal?
No, we're not chasing really nothing right now. But I would say USRA I would say that we're just having fun, and it'd be pretty cool to get a full USRA or USMTS ride, and hopefully can float the bill and I could be the driver. But people can dream about that. But I'm just looking for that option, and I'll just keep on racing till that comes up.
Boy, just keep dreaming. I'm going to tell you the truth. I can't tell you exactly what it is, but I had one of my dreams fulfilled here about a week or so ago, and I'm still in awe of it. But keep going for it, man, because as far as I'm concerned, you got the talent to do it. I ain't worried about you. It'd be the equipment.
I think he's got the equipment.
Yes, I got a good car. I just need a good power plant and probably more of a reliable vehicle, and I think we'll be perfect. I mean, I don't care how the car gets to the track as long as we have a good power plant and some good tires underneath there, and we'll be good to go since tires now is kind of scarce right now of getting. So
are they really?
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing. So, and you just can't go pick them up anymore.
I'll be darned.
You have to do a little bit more investigating on getting them.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy, isn't it? You know, the funny thing about it is, Stephen, we're having some of the same trouble in RC. The tires, some of those are getting hard to find, and parts.
Yeah, that's crazy. I think they're having a rubber shortage or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but we've got the race coming up here now. It looks like you started outside front row up there at 36, and we'll just see here.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I think you led the first lap. Yeah, you took over the lead there going down the back straightaway, it looks like. Coming out of 4. Well, it's closer at the line. Yeah, you're
Who's that behind you?
Yeah, who was that in second place? I can't remember.
Oh, man, I forgot. Zach Nitz, maybe?
It's a white car with yellow numbers, and I can't remember. Anyway, whatever. But here on the second lap now, you've already opened it up to about 5 car lengths already.
Gone to the bottom.
Yeah. And what is there a key to running 36? I mean, I know you don't want to give anybody else any information, but for you, what's the key at running at 36? Staying down there on that bottom side?
Man, I like to go wherever nobody else will go. If I have to go top, I'll have to go bottom. I'll just go anywhere. But I know it's conservative. Running the wall, you're flirting with disaster. But on the bottom, you're conservative, but you're going to get past. And if you run the middle, I mean, there's a lot of different factors into that. But I think last week's track, it was definitely middle bottom because there wasn't really a top side in 1 and 2, but the top was pretty brutal in 3 and 4. So I kept my car down about middle to bottom. So I didn't want to get too crazy and have a failure or something with a couple laps to go. So I kind of kept the car conservative. So
I've got it stopped here right now. It looks like your buddy took a roll up there. Did you get the chance to talk to him?
Yes, I did. Old Michael Dotson. Yeah, he blew it in top. He blew it in above the middle and smacked the guardrail, and he rolled it a few times, like 5 or 6 times.
Yeah.
So he was hurt. So he didn't end up going to I-35 the next night because he hurt his. He had a concussion, he told me, so he didn't end up racing. So he's still kind of sore from it.
Oh, I bet. I just barely caught it out of the corner of my eye. Of course, I was following you, so I didn't see any of it.
Yeah.
And but I thought, because isn't he running one of your chassis?
Yes, he is.
How did it withstand all that? Did it come out of it pretty good, or are you going to have to rework that thing?
I think it's hurt pretty bad. I don't think it's salvageable. It hurt the halo, I think. So
oh, man, that's too bad.
He sent me a picture of it, and when you straighten that stuff out, it's just not a safe car anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to remember who the guy in the black car is now, but he's up pressuring you pretty good. He's won several races up there at
Shane Bailey.
Bailey.
He's a great guy, yeah. He's good to go.
Boy, I mean, he's right on you there, pretty close. Did you know he was there right off?
Oh yeah, I knew he was on me. I just knew if I hit my marks, and he shouldn't be able to get around me. But if I didn't miss my marks, he probably would have got around me.
Yeah.
So your 8 wins this season, have they all come?
Yeah, eight. Well, 9. I think, and I drove a factory stock one time, so that's an extra win on top of that. So that was at I-35 or pure stock or whatever it was.
Yeah. Are those fun?
Oh man, that was a blast driving a pure stock. I was going back to my grassroots racing right when I grew up, and I was like, man, this is fun.
Yeah. Is that what
I have to give a lot of credit to those people. They're really competitive and fast, and then it's not easy to drive.
Yeah. Is that pretty much what your dad started you out in? Was a factory?
Yes, he did.
And was that Thunder Hill or where at?
Say what?
Was that at Thunder Hill or where?
Yes, that was at Thunder Hill Speedway.
Yeah. And how did that first night go for you?
Well, we took the lead. We won the first heat race, started outside pole, 2 laps in, we took the lead, and we blew off a right front tire. The following night, or the following week, I was following a guy. I was running second, and he blew off a right front tire. And in my second race, I ended up getting my first factory stock win. So second time in the car.
Man, that's unreal. Cool. That's pretty neat. I love that. Do you know? I know we've talked about 8 or 9 wins, but I don't know. This may be a relevant question, but do you have any idea of the percentage of your wins to races that you've got so far?
This year or
yeah, this year.
I think I have 15 starts.
Yeah, and won 9.
I think 16 starts because I went to Minnesota this week. We ended up 5th.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's right around 50%, I think.
He's just a little behind
not
because
bad.
of the rain.
Not bad.
Heck no, I'll tell you what, there's probably not a racer alive that wouldn't take 50% of their races for wins.
Yeah, we like to win them all, but we can't.
Yeah, no, it just doesn't happen that way, does it? Just too many factors involved.
And just too many obstacles, and everybody likes to win, and sometimes if the guy that likes to win a lot, and he can win a lot, I told Kyle Larson, I mean, he's on a tear.
Man,
yeah.
I mean,
he'll win anything.
Yeah.
It's like what old Tony Stewart said, he's a plug and play.
You know, I can't recall, have we seen Kyle Larson in an IMCA or a USRA modified?
I don't never.
Yeah, but it'll be pretty interesting. That'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I don't want him in my series.
Yeah, well, maybe he'll get a wild hair someday and want to come up to Boone and win that.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Kind of like what's the USMTS driver, and I can't think of his name. He used to race for Tanner Racing. They may even still sponsor him. Real hot.
Ricky Thornton.
Ricky
Thornton, yeah.
Yeah, he's good to go. He's one of the best. One of the best in the country right now.
Yeah, I was going to say he went up to Boone because didn't he win it 2 years ago?
Last year, he won Boone last year.
Was it last year?
Yep, he won Boone last year, and I think a couple years ago too. So I think he's got 2 Super National wins.
That's what I thought. Man, oh man, that's. I can remember when he was just coming out of Arizona and wanting to race pretty much USMTS, as I recall.
Yeah.
And I was talking to him one night, I think down at Humboldt, if I remember right. And him and his wife were traveling around in, like a nothing deal truck and trailer or whatever. And he's told me something about it. He says, well, if I don't do very good tonight, he said, I'm not sure we got enough gas money to get to the next stop.
I remember him saying that, yeah.
And I'm thinking, what? Got to be kidding.
That is true. Him and his wife, they came and stayed at our house a night because he crashed his car, and we repaired it the next day, and he went racing USMTS at another track.
I'll be darned. But he's
a pretty humble person. So
yeah, he seems like a really down to earth, nice guy. which sometimes when they get that big, they forget where they came from and who got them there, and
Oh, he's genuine.
everything else. And
What a driver! I mean, man,
Yeah.
he's just almost superhuman.
yeah, I mean, to me, he's kind of the Kyle Larson of the short track racers.
Oh yeah.
Of the modifieds and late models and stock cars, because he's driven those. I can't remember. He jumped in one up at I-35, if I remember right, and won a pretty good sized race up there for street stocks or something, or
Yes, he did. I'm pretty sure he did.
stock cars or something like that.
Hey, while we're close to the subject, did you happen to see those SRX cars up at
Eldora.
Eldora and at Knoxville?
Yeah, I kind of got a glimpse of it. It looked like it was pretty cool. I think they're all superstars that runs them. Is that correct?
Right.
Well, most of them look like retired drivers. Now, there are a couple of young faces in there, but
Yeah.
most of them are old Indy people or NASCAR or some stuff like that. But still, it seems like it's a fairly interesting series.
Yeah, it is.
Now that's something I'd like to see Ricky Thornton Jr. and Kyle Larson in that deal. You know, Tony Stewart's dominated it so far, but second to him at Knoxville was that female driver.
Female gal, yeah, absolutely.
And she's a driver.
Yeah, she sure seems to be. The one I was kind of interested in didn't really do that good, I don't think, in the A main was Brian Brown.
Right.
The sprint car driver. Who knows how many laps that guy's got at Knoxville.
Exactly. It's either an equalizer or he's got some weak cars in the bunch, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway.
I wanted to ask you, Stephen, and I know you've been doing this for a while, and I know you've got people around you that really help you out a lot, but is there anybody that is kind of your go-to guy now? I mean, if you run into a problem where you just can't figure it out, you know, and you're just...
Yeah, I would have to say that. I mean, yeah, it's tough, and you just have to keep on working at it. Don't ever give up. My dad always told me, never give up. Never give up.
But do you have one person, though, that you can kind of run it by them and say, well, what do you think, or anything like that?
I wouldn't say no. I just go with the flow. Like I'll always go with my gut feeling.
Yeah. Well, I know you were in pretty tight with Kelly Shylock there at one time, and I think was doing some work with him. Did he influence you in any way as far as your modified career?
Yeah. I got one of his first Cyrock cars, and man, I couldn't. When he started business, I couldn't come close to affording one of his cars.
Oh yeah.
He was way too much money. It was I'm just a budget racer.
Well,
he told me if I didn't have $30,000, don't even come see him.
Oh really? Wow.
Yeah.
That's
I
unbelievable.
said, well, you're gonna need my business.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty much how you're.
That's the honest God truth there. Now it's back, I don't know, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But he just wouldn't sell me a chassis. He just wanted to come up with $25,000 or $30,000, whatever it was. Well, not an average guy can race like that. So.
Yeah, no kidding. Of course, there's a bunch of them trying it right now, and in the way I look at it is that I think that's part of the problem that's wrong with A-mod racing right now is it seems like if you don't have a USRA car, you're not competitive.
Yep, that's correct. And I have to say that you got money, you're going to do halfway decent. If you don't have money, it sucks because it does take money for success.
Yeah,
these days.
Absolutely. And how fortunate you are to have the knowledge to, be able to build your own chassis.
Yeah.
And everything is.
I'm very grateful that I can build my own cars.
Yeah.
And save money. But the only thing we're lacking for USRA and USMTS is we just need a different tow vehicle. And trailer will get by. It's all right. And we got a car. We got a brand new car sitting in the race shop, and we got a couple crate motors, but those ain't very good for USMTS racing. But that being said, that you just need power plants.
So
If you want to do it right, you do it right. You don't half-step it, or you'll be costing more money in the long run.
Right.
And I half-step my life a lot. So you don't half-step. So
while we're talking about your wish list, if you could have a power plant from anybody in the Midwest or across the country, I mean, what would you like for a motor to go USMTS?
man, I would have to say like the best ones in business is probably a Mullins, Kevin Stoa, Kansas Engineering Motors, Kevin Stoa. There's Cornette. There's, man, what else other good ones out there? There's
I'm wondering, does Bailey build any for modifieds, or is he just doing
Scott
late
Bailey.
models? Scott Bailey.
I'm sure he would.
I never heard of him.
Yeah.
And I think who else? Stowen. There's Stowen engines. There's Stowen. They used to be the old.
Yeah.
They used to be the old Sputz engines, but they're Stowen engines now.
Right. Right.
I mean, if you get any of those top ends, you ain't planning on breaking them.
Right.
You don't have to step in those motors. You either go big or you go home.
Yeah. What's one of them cost, Stephen?
Oh man, I really don't know. I just know that if you have $30,000, I think you get a pretty good one.
Yeah. I was going to say, well, there you go. Car and motor, $60,000. You haven't got to the
Yeah.
tires.
Well, let's talk a minute about the tire situation on those, even a USMTS modified, compared to say a late model or a sprint car. It's not going to be as hard on tires or hard on motors as one of those.
Yeah.
I mean, you're still, the concept of a modified still a little easy on motor than some of the other options.
Yeah. Yeah.
What USMTS? I'm not familiar with the rules, but can you just do anything you want to your tires?
Yeah, you can do anything to your tires, grooves, whatever. Well, last Tuesday, now IMCA opened up their rules of you can sight and groove, or you can always sight, but now you could groove too. So
Wow.
it's kind of a good thing now. I mean, you can groove up and get the most life out of your tire now.
I'll be darned. Well, good for IMCA, I guess. I didn't know that,
Yeah.
that they were, a little more confining as far as the rules on tires. But
Well, yeah. Well, when you can't get them, you got to do something.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no kidding. We got a picture here of your hood here and talking about the Log Mafia. Now, who is that? Is that Michael?
That is Michael Dodson and his crew. Him and his son Isaac Dodson.
Yeah.
So
Now they got a logging company up north here.
yes,
Don't
they do. Yes, they do. And they clean up like disasters and stuff where
Yeah.
that's where their money is, right there. So I mean, they're good people. One very, very nice people, and man, I talk to him every other day. So he's a good to go guy.
Yeah.
Shane Bailey, he worked for him. He races for Michael Dodson, and they're just a great group of people.
Them folks up north here of Kansas City seem to be pretty nice. I mean, and
Oh, yeah.
I'm not knocking anybody else, but it's a real racing community up that way, Greg, and they all seem to really care about each other and take care of each other.
Well,
I
it's
think.
every bit as loaded with talent and good racing people as Iowa. I mean, it's just like an extension of Iowa up there, I think.
It absolutely is, without a doubt. Yeah, just great folks. Well, that may be our guest there. She's running late. But anyway, if a young driver came up to you, Stephen, and asked you what he needed to learn more than anything else, what would you tell him about racing? What, in other words, kind of like what your dad would give you some information, what would you tell a young driver?
Oh, I tell them that practice makes perfect. Don't give up.
Yeah?
Keep on practicing.
Yeah. Get that
You
seat
can't
time.
learn overnight.
How, of course, you say you want to race in your second time out. How long did you race before you became the racer like you are today, where you were pretty much dominant at a racetrack. How long did it take you to achieve that?
Man, I still don't think I'm dominant. I'm not dominant. I just barely struggle just to get to the track.
Says the man that won 28
the
times.
guy that won 28 features. Yeah, okay. We'll take that as an answer.
No, I don't. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how to answer that. It's just hard work, and the harder you put in, the better you're going to be.
Yeah.
The less work you put in, you're going to have less results.
Yeah.
More work you put in, the better results you're going to have.
Yeah. Well, to me, I think it's kind of a mixture of things. And
Yeah.
this is a non-racer's view, okay? But to me,
Yeah.
it takes, you got to have that experience. You've got to have that seat time. You've got to have the people behind you. And, you know, sometimes it takes some guys a decade. I mean, like I think we talked about Gene Claxton, about how long, Greg, you want to open the door? The doorbell's not working. They're probably ringing it. But it took him, I think, 10 years before he won his first feature, if I remember right. Claxton, you believe that?
That's hard to believe.
You there, Stephen?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you believe that, 10 years before you win a race?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
Absolutely. But anyway, he got it done. Greg, there's a folding chair over here if you want to get another chair for them.
That's
I
awesome.
forgot to put those out. How you doing, folks?
That's okay.
We're about to ready to wrap this up, Stephen. I know that there are probably a ton of people that are behind you every week and you know, help you get to the track. You want to tell us about who some of those folks are? Because one more thing before we go there. We got a picture of your mom up there. I meant to ask you, how's your mom doing?
Oh, my mom is doing great right now. She just actually pulled up to my house, so she's going to have surgery tomorrow. So hopefully, prayers for her. So hopefully everything will go good.
Yeah, I hope so.
But it's just a little simple surgery. So.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that. Well, you give her our best and tell her we're thinking about her a lot, and hope she enjoys those videos when we know she's going to be watching. Why we really try to give her a shout out.
Yep.
But anyway, we were talking about the sponsors that you've got, people that help you out, and you want to tell us who some of them are, because like I say, you can't do without them.
All right. Well, I got Meinholz Welding Machine Shop. John Meinholz, he's helped me out for a long time, and he's probably one of my biggest success that keeps on pushing me forward. Local 441 Plumbers and Pipe Fitters, Harold's Tires. He helps me out with the American Racers and the Hoosier Tires. We got Phil Camp Furniture, Midwest Log Mafia, Roscoe Racing Carburetors, Weir's Machine, Jake's RC Raceway, BSD Manufacturing, Weir's Machine, Greenmore Custom Coaches, Tim Rittenhouse, he helps me and Darren Fuquay out. Modern Masonry out of Topeka, Kansas, DRS Racing Chalk, Team Timberline, Michael Dodson, Bill Sting Chalk, High Class Motorsports, Blake Hanukkah, he helps me out quite a bit too. Mike Tilley, L&I IRS Racing Supply, American Eagle Tack, Extreme Lubricant, Team Blake, Swift Springs, Schoenfield Headers, Cornwell Tools, Performance Bodies, GCR Racing, Signs by Taco, Couch Motors, they're out of St. Joe. Anybody looking for new or used cars, he's pretty reasonable. And pretty much it's a Sweet Treat Day Bakery. Chuck and Carly Exerson, if they want some good treats here in Topeka, man, they do custom orders and treats, and they're one of the best ones. So, and Precision Hydraulic and Oil, they supply all my oil for my crate motors. So, and that's pretty much it. Then that Joe Infante is the ones that he's the owner of Precision Hydraulic and Oil. So that's pretty much everybody.
Well, okay, folks. The Topeka Tornado, we had him on again tonight. Stephen, really appreciate you taking some time out of your schedule, man, to sit down and talk with us. I know, like I say, big weekend coming up. I'm sure you're out in the garage prepping and doing a bunch of stuff.
That's what I'm doing right now. Actually, I'm doing tire work right now. We're getting ready to grind some tires.
Oh,
boy.
That to me would be the least thing I'd want to do. That stuff flying in the air and getting all over you, I don't think I'd enjoy that.
Hey, it's fun. Hey, that's what wins races is prepping tires. So.
That's what I hear. In modified, it's really a big part of it.
So,
Well,
and it is. So.
Good luck to you out there in Salina, and makes me want to go on a road trip.
Yeah, it's gonna be topless. I mean, we should have a pretty good car count there. So hopefully we can get a win. I mean, just got to cross our fingers right and don't get no carnage, and hopefully everything got to have the good draws, and we have good draws and have lady luck our way. We should be all right.
Yeah. Do you draw, or does your wife draw, or your daughter?
Well, sometimes the computer draws for you. You go in there, you say your name. The next thing I know, you either get a 10 or you get a 99 out of 100. So then you're like, that's not a very good night.
Yeah. Never done that.
Yeah. All right. Well, Stephen, like I say, think about that CMS deal down there Sunday, man. I'd love to see you down there.
All right, we'll see you, man.
All right. Take care, Stephen.
Stephen.
All right, we'll see you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, it's always good to have him on the show and to realize, man, he's got
I'm
a
going
lot
to
of
steal your
help back
list here, buddy. Okay.
Mike. I mean,
Well, let's face it, Greg. When you win 28 features in one year,
yeah, everybody wants to be on your team.
there's going to be a bunch of people that want to be on your car because everybody loves a winner. Isn't that right, Waylon?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. I mean, they sure do. And Stephen, I don't know, do you know Stephen Bowers Jr. by any chance? Never heard the
No.
name?
No, that's his
I
car.
don't believe so.
That's his car.
77.
There. Yeah. Last year, he runs IMCA modifieds. He won 28 features last year. I think
On me?
we had him on the show last year, and I think he said he won $33,000
Yeah, he won some bucks.
last year. Won a couple of big shows, $2,000 or $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 shows. And if all the racers could do that, man, just think you could probably have 2 race cars at home.
I think he does.
He does. He does. But for you folks, this is Waylon Phillips, and Waylon was a winner at Sweet Springs 2 weeks ago. And we had tried to more or less line him up 2 weeks ago, but never could make the connection. But we finally did, so we thought, well, heck, let's just replay the show from 2 weeks
He's
ago.
won at KC Raceway recently, too.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
And, well, by the way, let me switch things over here. Get the video started here.
Yeah, and as an announcer, I just love saying, Waylon Phillips. It's a good name, man.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I'm
Appreciate
trying to think.
67 Junior. Does that mean your dad raced?
it. Actually, yes, he raced at I-70 Speedway back in the late 2000s.
Really?
Racing a asphalt street stock, raced a little bit of dwarf cars and modifieds.
Yeah, I think we've got a picture coming up, but
Yeah, the
Yes.
picture will throw me back.
is this by any chance Thunder?
No, this is KC Raceway.
That's KC Raceway.
KC.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
this is actually before they remodeled the track to be able to fit micros.
So it was a year before then,
Yes.
because they raced
Believe.
micros last year, right, Greg?
Yeah.
So it was 19.
So Waylon goes back before that, right?
Actually, yes, we go back all the way to 2016.
2016.
Yes.
Yeah,
And how old are you now?
I'm 11.
You're
11. Yeah, I love this picture here.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing like a fist bump from your sister, right?
Yes.
Did you win or just?
I don't even know what race that is. I'll be honest.
Okay. And what's your sister's name?
Joey.
Joey.
Jolie.
Jolie?
Yes.
Jolie.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
So
Got
is
it.
she gonna be a racer?
She can do what she wants. I can't
She
say for sure.
says, Yeah.
Well, I've probably seen you all over the place because some of these other pictures that I saw in here, I would swear 2 of them were from Emma. Did you race down there this winter?
Oh yeah, we've raced down there a lot.
Oh, have you really? Okay.
Man, he sounds like he's already got 10 seasons.
Yeah. I was going to say, I love it when this old and we're talking 4 or 5 years back.
3 different
Yeah.
tracks.
Now, I like this pose that Jolie's got here in that. Hey, house carpet.
She's endorsing that
Yeah,
product.
endorsing. I loved that picture. I thought, man, that is so fitting. Answer me this, Waylon. What was your very first recollection of racing? Were you at a track with someone? The family went to a racetrack for evening of racing, or did you know someone who raced? What was your first memory about racing?
What I could really remember, I could remember 2 things first. I don't really know which would come first, so I'd like to name both. Rewatching the video the night I won my first race at KC Raceway in my rookie year, it was amazing. There's most of the drivers in that video I don't even recognize. It's from that long ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
You mean they're
Wow.
either out of it or they're just racing somewhere else?
I guess it could be both.
Yeah, both.
Guess it could be both.
Yeah.
And then the other one is a wreck we had at KC. I believe a car spun in front of me coming out of the corner, and I hit him, spun, and started crying, and then I just pulled over to where we were going to start again,
Uh-huh.
over to the restart zone. So that's my 2 memories.
That's your
There's
first
no crying in
recollection.
racing.
Hey, you can't blame me. I was 6. I was 6 at the time.
I've seen this now. I'm sure that's
Yes.
Sweet Springs. Is that Dan Lawson, by the way, on the right?
I believe so. Far right. I believe that's Dan Lawson.
Was he connected with you guys for a while, or?
For the junior sprint, yes, he was connected with us for a while.
Oh,
And
he
you're
was.
kind of neighbors, aren't you, with Dan?
Somewhat. He lives a little farther down the 7 Highway in Lake Wadawana. We're about, I'd say, around 10-20 minutes away.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah. Where is this picture at here, Waylon?
Wasowski Speedway. The track is not
Oh, really?
currently open, and that makes me so sad. It was an amazing track.
It's a high
Yeah.
banked, fast little
Was it?
wood.
Oh, yeah.
I never got down there. By the time I seemed like I was getting around to going down there to shoot video, they closed it. But I was thinking somebody from Emma told me that they were going to race. I hope I'm not speaking out of turn, but I thought he said it was going to be a national race and it was going to be at Wasowski this summer.
Well, we don't know for sure. The person who wants to put on the race is having some problems with trying to get a hold of the track. So I wouldn't really say it's true. So
There's no definite word on it.
There's no definite word, but I would
There's interest
love
in
it.
doing it
Yeah.
on someone's part.
Yes.
And now that track was in the same family of the people that run Emma, the Lyles.
Yes, actually.
Right.
Right.
That's what I say. Somebody at Emma
It's the same exact owners as Emma.
was telling me how
Yeah.
that there was a possibility. In fact, they wanted me to come down to video, live stream it. How about that? I'd
Sure.
love to do that. That would have been great.
Good.
Plain
Love it.
white body. Is that in the beginning, or is that after
This
a crash, or what?
This was in 2016 when we had gotten to race with the Kinetic Karts team. And we had gone farther south into the Carolinas to go race in Nices for the Maxis Nationals. It was a very fun time. We placed 11th in qualifying the first day and finished 11th the first day. And in the second day, we did not make qualify.
Yeah.
But it was an amazing day.
I
That
think
was
there's some pictures coming up of
South
that.
Carolina, you think?
Yeah.
Yep.
Was the
Maybe.
track bigger than what we've got here?
Oh,
Sure
yeah, all
looked
the
like it.
tracks, the farther you go south, the bigger the tracks are going to get.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
By the way, I meant to title these first few pictures that we've got here as the early years of Waylon
Very
Phillips.
early.
Yeah, when
The
you were
early
talking
years.
about your first memories, I was thinking you were going to come up with, well, when I raced.
And here's Sissy giving you another hug here.
Yep.
Do you remember your dad racing?
I was not actually alive at the point. I was born in 2010, and he was racing late 2000s.
Yeah, I-70 closed by then.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Sister,
Once-
Your sister loves you, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Yes, she did.
You guys look very close. Every picture
Yeah.
I seen on there, it seemed like they were hugging or something, or laughing at each other, or playing rock, paper, scissors, or whatever that is, doing something.
Yeah.
But Once you figured out what racing was, how did you start first react to racing? Did you play in the dirt with your small cars, or did you actually get in a race car of some type and race?
I don't know. All I remember is I loved racing, and then boom, I'm in a race car.
I'll be darned.
Yeah.
So you must have said something to Dad or Mom about, I think I'd like to
Probably did.
race, and the next thing you knew, there was a go-kart in the garage.
Yep. That's how it worked. He just brought home a race car one day.
Well, sometimes that's all the encouragement a parent needs,
Yep.
So when you get older, and say, maybe, you're in high school, I think I'd like to have a car, Dad.
So the micro, was that a surprise? Or did you...
The micro I had known about before when we were getting it set up with the people we wanted to start racing with. So.
And I understand talking with your mom earlier this morning that
Yep.
that's
There's your dad.
Austin O'Neill's old car. Is that correct?
I am actually not sure. I don't. Oh, in the micro. Yes, in the micro. Yes, it is.
It is.
Yes.
Okay. So it looks like a modified.
Yes, this is back when my dad raced. This is asphalt modifieds.
Yeah.
I remember that car now.
Did he
Yep.
ever brag about winning out there?
I've heard so many stories from him. I wouldn't even know if he's bragged about it at all.
Did you win any, Dad, at I-70?
Not in a modified. I
Oh.
won a couple in the street stocks.
Couple in the street stocks. And
Yeah.
Mike, by the way, Phillips, and Jessica, the mom. We've covered the whole gamut here, but
It's Ronnie Hartford's old modified.
oh, is it really? Oh, wow. That'd be a good
So
one.
it should have won.
Darn sure.
Now this looks like Emma. I'd swear that little
Oh,
wall
it is.
right there.
Definitely
You're
is.
sitting in the hot lane.
Yep, waiting to go out.
And I think that's fairly recent, isn't it?
Actually-
was that this winter?
It is. It should be 2020, somewhere around 2020. This is back then we had run the red body, and we are yet to run a red body in the go-kart 2021. So this would have to be 2020.
Okay.
You're pretty relaxed in there, aren't you?
Yeah.
I mean, kart's like old school to you. I mean, does
Yeah.
the micro intimidate you at all? I mean, now you've been winning in it, but when you first got in it, was it like scary to you?
Not really. I just wanted to go race. I wanted to get into the fast car.
Well, I think I would have liked it because you got more stuff around you.
Yeah.
Because that thing there, man, I've seen a couple of the wrecks down there at Emma, and thank goodness nobody was hurt. But I mean, there's not
Yeah.
much protection there. Plus, it looks
much?
uncomfortable. You're kind of sitting all stretched out. Where in that micro, you're sitting up straighter. And,
Well, I'll be honest. You got quite a lot of pad on, and it's a lot more comfortable than it looks.
oh, really?
Yeah.
The micro is.
Yeah.
Yeah, both of them. Both kart and micro. They're pretty comfy. I could fall asleep in them.
I don't know. It'd be, of course, the cart. There's a reason for not being strapped in, but
Yeah.
that's what would make me comfortable.
Yeah.
I mean,
Without a roof.
different mindset.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. We're going to race.
Yep.
Now, you started third,
Yes, I did.
and
Just focusing on getting to the bottom of that guy.
I was going to say, you must have known that guy in front of you was slower than you, because, man, you zipped right around him on the bottom.
Yeah.
Have you raced with him before?
I don't believe I have. Actually, I may have at KC Raceway.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. He looks familiar. The
Yeah.
car looks familiar.
But, boom, led the first lap. And,
Yes.
and opening up a margin, and I had to laugh. I listened to your mother's video today while I was on her Facebook page of this race, and I love it. You ought to be glad that you don't have anything in your ear.
You'll never be allowed on the mic.
But anyway, look at this, Greg. There's
That's
half a
amazing.
straightaway there already.
And the man started catching up later in the race.
Yeah. I had those names written down in there, and I meant to get them.
So this is
Yeah, Lunsford.
Logan
Yeah, Lunsford.
Sweet Springs has been compared to being the Knoxville of micro racing. That's like a big deal to be
I
there.
could
and-
agree.
And you're already leading a race. I mean, wasn't that a bit overwhelming? I mean, did you feel like Is this real?
At the point when I was leading and winning in this race itself, I was thinking that, but I'm thinking that more so after you said it's been getting called the Knoxville Micros.
And you see that big scoreboard and stuff. It's got to feel pretty cool.
Yeah,
To be at that. I mean, it's a very nice facility.
absolutely.
yes.
I agree. And
Yes.
and some of the racers that they're turning out of there is just crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Brady Bacon and ooh,
The one that comes to mind for me is Cameron Key
Cameron
is
Key.
one, and then I think there was one of the Utz.
Utes.
Utes.
Tyler
Oots.
Yeah.
Well, it might have been him, but I was thinking there was another one, but it could have been Tyler. But I know he of course, he raced this night here, Greg. Tyler did. He
Did
won
he?
the non-wing open or whatever. There's so many classes I can't keep up with it. But here's where second place is kind of starting to catch up with you.
Yes.
And the thing I think your mother said was you were getting too high coming out of turn 2.
I was. I don't know if I was. I think I was missing my mark down in 2. We've been having so many problems there lately. But and then caution comes out after the tire was knocked down. And
So
after
during the
rain.
caution, did you have a different way of thinking here? Now I see your line might be a little different. Yeah, I mean you knew who was behind you in that by now.
Yeah, I had knew the guy was like really close, and especially for the fact that I don't know if it had already happened just now or if it happens later in the race, but they had put him in front of me after I had crossed the line first, and then they got him all re-sorted out,
Yeah,
and then I was in first. So
yeah, I remember what you're saying.
yes,
Took them a little while to get it figured out, but they finally did. But some of this race, you were so far ahead, I had to go back to where there was a race. Sorry. But
it really is.
you guys were having somewhat of a battle, but he wasn't
Yeah.
really challenging you yet quite like he did toward the end of the race.
Yeah.
And of course here we got a lap car. But
What class is this?
Restrictor.
yeah, I thought it was. That's what I put up on the Facebook today. I wasn't sure when I said that. But
So
just
have you run any class but restrictor yet?
Not so far yet. Not.
You ran
Not
the
now.
junior sprints and now you're
Yes.
restrictors.
what determined what you were going to start in here in the micros?
What really determined me to really start racing micros is I've wanted to be a sprint car driver for a while, and micros is a very, very good start to it.
Uh-huh.
So that's
And
Absolutely.
really what
they,
has determined me.
categorize micros mainly by age. And you're not.
Yes.
It's like they're saying you're not ready to go to A class or.
Now here's where he gets
non-A.
by you. Here.
That's just
Just
around the corner,
momentarily.
right?
Yes.
You can go to a different class probably next season, or do you think?
Maybe so. If we can get better, and maybe I don't know. I turned 12 in January, so if they can let me run up, I would love to.
Uh-huh.
So
Somebody hit the tire there, according to what they were saying down there. New rule: if you hit the tire, you go to the back.
yep.
And I can't. It was somebody on further back, I think.
Yeah, it was the lap car that we
Yeah.
had got already.
But a terrific start again here on the restart, man. You're back out to about 3 car lengths there so far.
How's your concentration? I mean, are you totally focused on this race that you're in here?
White flag.
After racing for a very, very long point of time, and being used to being concentrated on a race, it's pretty easy to concentrate on a race. But the one thing that made it hard to concentrate here, and the main reason why I kept missing my mark in that one turn, is oh crud, I'm in the lead.
right. It kind of freaks you out. Yeah.
Yeah, that would probably change your mindset a little bit. Plus,
Yeah.
it seems like the other thing that usually starts bothering drivers is they think they start hearing noises. Did you hear any noises? No vibrations, nothing?
On your car.
All I
On
could
your
hear
car?
was what?
That was.
Well, that's congratulations. That's
Yeah.
a great win.
Yeah, it looks like a
Thank you.
scarecrow, I thought. Put that out in the cornfield or something somewhere and get rid of all the birds. But anyway, what is...
Oh, that is something to put your helmet, gloves, neck brace, your race gear on, and you can stick a blow dryer into the back, turn it on, and it
Dries them
blows. It just dries everything out. So.
Yeah.
Huh?
Kind of like they do hockey gloves or whatever.
Well, this time of year, you sweat in your helmet.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, no kidding, absolutely. Pretty neat. I didn't know that. Thanks for filling this in on that. I appreciate that.
Well, you guys are pretty organized, aren't you?
Yeah.
I mean, is your dad the king of organization, or are you learning those skills?
We're both learning as it goes,
Mom.
man.
She's pointing at Mom.
You wouldn't be wrong.
Now, this must be the race down in Carolina.
Now, I would have to look behind me to see because I cannot tell very well.
Cause,
Oh, yes, that is Tab, isn't it? Yes. Good friends of ours.
I was going to say that, but I thought that'd be too,
too presumptuous?
yeah. Yeah, I've been there. Yep, Jasper, Florida.
Oh, have
They
you?
got an asphalt track and a dirt track right on the same property.
I'll be darned. I knew it wasn't around here. The trees were different.
And they're big. They're like a quarter mile.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're huge tracks.
I think we got another picture coming up here, but I'm going to ask you a question here. What is fun for you in racing? Is it winning, going fast, all the girls that come around, or just hanging out with your family on Friday and Saturday nights, or is it all of that?
I'd say all of the above, man.
Yeah.
All of the above,
Okay.
definitely.
You're supposed to say, and having the announcer talk about you.
That's a really good part, too, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, shoot. Now, I have to agree, like your mom and I talked just a little bit this morning, especially at your age, so much of this racing, Greg, I think is just so family-oriented because the whole family is usually involved.
Well, that's the
And-
background that comes from kart racing, because you really just don't see too many loners out there without their
Yeah.
family racing.
Yeah.
And it's a great training ground. You're taking the right steps, buddy. I mean,
Thank you.
and that's what I like about being the announcer is I get to see guys like you graduate on
Yeah,
up.
it keeps growing.
And believe me, I remember when Brady Bacon was a young kid, and now they're in sprint cars, and Kyle Larson used to drive one of those outlaw carts.
Yeah.
Yep.
We don't really have them around here, but
Uh,
that little Rico Abreu,
Uh-huh.
that's where he
Oh,
started.
yeah.
yeah, speaking of those two, I remember the first time they were at Belleville, I was out there shooting video, and I think I interviewed both of them in the pits, and Kyle won that night.
Oh, great.
But it was like talking to a couple of teenagers. I mean,
Well, the next question, let's take that and run with it. Who do you really look up to, a driver?
I'd gotta say two guys. One, Donnie Schatz. That's my idol.
Right.
He's part of the reason why I wanted to start
Well,
racing.
look at there. Could we
Yeah.
plan that any better?
Could not have.
I'll be darned,
Yeah.
man.
Could not
This
have.
guy on the
There
video
he
is
is.
on top of stuff. Okay, go ahead. Where was this at, by the way, Waylon?
This is at Emma.
Really? You was down at Emma?
Yep. It was the night of the Malufa, the Winter Classic.
Well, was he there with a cart?
Well, his
that he
niece's
knew?
race.
His niece?
He's actually in his niece's pits in this photo.
Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Man, that's
What
cool.
What date was that? I might have been there because I thought I
Hmm.
was there for the Winter Classic,
Well, it was the Winter Classic. It was this year.
and he was wandering around down there.
Yep.
I'll be darned.
He was there to watch.
Wow. Okay, go ahead.
And another person I really look up to is Fast Jack Anderson. He's a guy who also raced karts. He's starting to move up a lot. He's not much older than me, but I still look up to him.
Yeah.
He's an amazing racer.
So he's in his teens, you mean,
Yeah.
or 20s, or?
I believe he's 14.
Oh my gosh, really?
From what I
Okay.
remember.
Wow. And just starting to get into some of the big time stuff.
Yep. He's getting in a 305 soon.
Yeah.
He's got a chassis with
Yeah.
panels on it.
Really.
Here's a name to watch. Axum Emerson.
Yeah.
He came to KC Raceway.
Last year.
He's racing all over on TV and on social
Yeah.
media.
Chili Bowl.
Yeah.
Seen him on there. Heck of a racer. And I remember that night at KC Raceway when Emerson was out there, and he was talking to one of the officials from that series, because that was a traveling series that came in, and he said something to the guy about, well, I'm going to have to start, on account of the draw, I've got to start 6th or 7th. And the official looked at him and he says, Anderson, you ain't got a thing to worry about. So he knew what was going to happen, and sure enough, he went through there like knife through a butter.
Yeah.
But
Well, you got some great role models there.
yeah,
Waylon.
Thank you.
absolutely, without a doubt. You know, there's always highs and lows in racing.
Yes.
I mean, always. I don't care what you do. I mean, I have it with these things. Some nights are fantastic, and other nights you just walk out shaking your head thinking, oh man, what have I got to do? Can you tell us one of your highs and one of your lows so far?
Our high was the exact night we won. We had won the AJC Nationals, the very first, actually it was the AJC Championship race. It was the very, very first AJC race, and that was our first leather and biggest highs of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And our biggest low so far, I would probably say, was after we won the championship that I had just mentioned. I hadn't won a race until Newton, the first Maxxis race at Newton of that year, of 2020, and actually, I believe those were back-to-back races, but after Newton, I had not won a bigger race for a while, so that kind of just had me down in the dumps for a while.
Yeah.
So.
Well, kind of the way I look at it, and I'm not a race car driver, but I am, but
Same
it's
thing.
don't let the highs get too high and don't let the lows get too low, and kind of settle in there in the middle and do your thing each week and, you know, go with it. Greg, you've been through all this.
Yeah, I've had way more lows than I've had highs in racing.
Yeah.
You got to remember the value of your family and the people that help you, because I think the lowest low ever is, this is really strange. I went out near Manhattan, Kansas, and won a race and had nobody with me.
Oh my.
And that was an emotional, weirdest sensation ever.
Uh-huh.
But man, you got to have your help.
Yeah.
Waylon, we had a low at KC right before you went on Sweet Springs.
Oh, true. Forgot completely about that. So, it was the night before we won the aforementioned race 2 weeks ago at Sweet Springs. We had a not so good night at KC Raceway the night before on Friday. We ran third place. I believe I had started second. No, I started dead last, I believe, because we had not finished the heat race, and I was trying to get past Kyle Heflin, but I was having a hard time because I don't know what was with me that night. I just didn't get past Heflin.
Uh-huh.
It was pretty fast. Oh yeah, and the carburetor completely just popped up
Oh,
in the heat race. That's why we didn't finish.
yeah.
Popped off?
Yeah, they popped off the was supposed to be, which means nothing going into the engine. So, not good. Not good at all.
Well, you learn from that, right?
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Well, like I say, you just got to put that behind you and forget about it and think about the next time, the next
Yes, we
day,
do.
and go on, because it's a fact. Well, like Stephen Bowers said earlier, you can't win them all. You're not going to win them all. What did he say? He is at 50%, 9 or something out of 16. But still, even Kyle Larson don't win them all. So
True.
it's just the way it is. We kind of talked about this a little bit, but I wanted to know, let's think 10 years down the road, you'll be like 21.
Yes.
What is it that you want to be? I mean, it sounds like you want to be an open wheel racer.
Yes, I do.
Do you want to just be a guy at a local track running, or maybe in a development program with Tony Stewart, or, you know, What, as you sat here tonight, what is it that you see yourself maybe doing in 10 years?
What I want to see myself doing is I want to be a driver in the World of Outlaws, like guys like
Like Don
Kenzer
Schatz.
and
Yeah.
Schatz and Brad Sweet. I want to be up there.
Yeah.
I'd settle for local racing if I have to. I'd want to be around race cars as much as I can, but if I had the choice, I'd love to be racing a World of Outlaws car.
Yeah,
Fortunately,
absolutely.
you live in the right place. That can happen. You gotta stay positive. Just impress the right people and always be kind and courteous and respectful to everyone you meet. Because you never know where your help's going to come from.
Mhm.
And you got some great sponsors. Tell us about Taft's.
Truly do.
Taft's Carpet.
Taft's Carpets is owned by my mom and dad. We are a flooring store out in Kearney, Missouri. We are actually just right on the outside of the Kearney Welcome sign.
I know where you're talking. I know where that's at.
Yep.
Well, that's neat. We talked about Dan Lawson, and he has Design Source Flooring.
Yes.
And your family's in the carpet business. Is there a friendship or relationship with Lawson?
You know, I'm gonna be honest. The two stores are so far away. I don't think through carpet. I don't think we've really done anything. Through carpet, no.
But it's something everybody needs. You know, especially if you're a
Sure.
racer and you get your carpet dirty when you come home from winning the feature,
Yep.
then you don't take your shoes off.
It's like, I need new tile. I need new
So
carpet.
racing, that's a good place to market
Yes.
yourself,
Yeah.
market your company.
You're going to love this, Greg. I bet you don't know this part, so get yourself ready over there. I hear you're somewhat of a media person. You have some media background
Yes, I do.
and some experience with Brady Bacon. And from what your mom told me, it kind of refreshed my memory, and I got thinking about it, and I remembered it. I wish I'd had a picture of it. But through J.D. Lawson Media, I believe, you interviewed Brady Bacon.
I
Yes,
saw
I did.
that. Yeah.
What was it like asking questions instead of answering them?
It felt very, very weird, and I felt kind of awkward, I'll be honest. But now that I truly look back on this moment and think, oh my God, I interviewed Brady
Bacon.
I didn't know how big of a name he was at the time, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't know
At the
how-
Chili Bowl?
Yeah, I didn't know how big of a name he was at the time. Now
Yeah.
I look back and I think, Lordy, Brady Bacon, I'm standing with,
Yeah.
talking to him.
And you didn't ask him where his friends' grits and gravy were?
Grits and Well, I got one similar to that. And where was that? Oh, it was up at Knoxville.
Mhm.
And I think they were filming a commercial, and he was actually frying bacon on the headers of a sprint car. If you can imagine that. I mean, it was, I'm standing there going, okay, yeah, right, sure, whatever. But anyway, in comparison, I know how you feel. I mean, you know, I'm just a local yokel here, and sometimes in the winter I go to Florida, and have interviewed some of those guys down there. I remember one of them, Greg, to me, that was just, I was just kind of in awe when you're standing there, when it's somebody that you've seen race and you know is a figure in racing that everybody knows, but Scott Bloomquist. And I'm standing there asking Scott Bloomquist questions.
Yeah.
And your brain is going about 1,000 miles an hour. Is that what you were doing? Did you have some questions already made up?
Oh yeah, I was actually going off of like a pen and pad
Oh, were you? Oh, okay,
of questions that I
Yeah.
had written down
Yeah.
to ask him. So
Yeah, because a lot of times when you're doing an interview, I'm going to give you a pointer here.
alright.
When you start out in one direction and it seems like all of a sudden it goes,
Yeah.
is that not true, Greg?
Well, yeah, but you feed off of the guy. I think some
Yeah.
of the best interviews are not prepared.
Yeah,
And just read their emotions and ask them a question about how they're feeling based on the expression on their face. I remember well when Waylon won at KC Raceway. He's a happy camper man. And,
well, he looked pretty good. He did pretty good. What do they call that? Wing dance or whatever, where you're waving the flag
Oh,
up
yeah.
there and all that.
I believe that's what it was.
Yeah. Have you practiced that before? Or?
If I could, I would have practiced it, to be honest.
So that was like spur of the moment. What do I do? Oh yeah!
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Fire up on the wing. That was so awesome to see that.
Yeah.
And I said, man, this kid, he's doing it right.
Yeah, absolutely. I love first time winner. Now that was your first win at Sweet Springs.
Yes, it
Ever.
was.
Is this your first year at Sweet Springs?
Not our first year. Back when we raced the junior sprint with Dan Lawson.
Oh, okay.
We had raced at Sweet Springs there.
Yeah.
Yes.
But in the restricted micro class, this is your first year
Yeah.
at Sweet.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Third race at Sweet Springs, seventh race in a micro.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Yep.
In case you folks didn't hear, that third race at Sweet Springs, 7th in the micro.
Yep.
Now,
And
you have 2 cars, right?
Mhm.
What's the significance of it? Is one just a spare, or is one set up differently?
One is a somewhat better car, and we are just kind of wait till I've really developed wait until I'm developed to where I'm actually extremely good in the micro, so we can get
Okay.
out in the hyper.
where your talents reach the capability of the car.
The
Yes.
hyper
Yeah.
car is the premier
Right.
piece you got.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, once again, Waylon, I know that there are people that make things possible
Yes, it is.
for you to race. And we like to make sure on our show to give credit to the sponsors and people that help out, because we know your family and you guys can't do it alone. You got to have these people to help you out, even though it may be your dad's business. But who else helps you out on this race car and make sure that you get to the track every week?
Well, I'd like to thank Mom, Dad, some sponsors, Raystar Wheels, Taft's Carpets. I'd also like to thank Steve Hoover, Mike Seminara, John O'Neill, Austin O'Neill, and Joy O'Neill.
Okay.
That's all.
Sounds like some good folks all the way around. And
Yes, we are.
Waylon, let me just say it's a real privilege to have you on. And you seem like a really nice young man.
Thank you.
Handle yourself well, and if you keep going at the pace you're going, I think we may be seeing you maybe in the world of outlaws. Who knows? It just, so many things can happen between now and then, 10 years. But I hope you make it.
Thank
You
you.
will.
Appreciate it.
Piece of cake, right? It's got to be positive, buddy.
Yeah.
Let's say a piece of rock solid cake. We'll go with that.
All right. Folks, hope you've enjoyed this interview with Waylon. We love having the young people on. I don't know if you got to see it or not, Greg, but I actually made it up to Topeka for the quarter midgets.
I did, and
Sunday?
you know, I was thinking about going there.
Were you?
I just should have gone.
I wish I'd have given you a call because you could have done some announcing.
Right.
The announcer up there pretty much introduced them as they came out on the track, and I'm pleased I'm not being critical, but she didn't say much after that, so we could have used your expertise there.
You've been to the Topeka quarter midget world? Have you seen it?
I have not, and I have not seen it.
Well-
We are yet to even go up to Topeka to see a race, I believe.
Well, you've
Yeah.
already kind of skipped that step.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
Well, you can get on Cheeseworks and you can see it.
It's
Oh,
cool.
Yeah, it's on there.
It's even got USAC endorsement.
Does it really?
Yeah, they fly the USAC flag there.
Yeah,
And those kids are very well conditioned.
yeah.
They're very safety minded. And
Well, they
I
are.
was impressed with it.
I was impressed with the safety crew, and
Yeah.
in fact, they had one kid, I think, hit the wall head on, and it looked like he got knocked out. Is all I can tell you, because he was slumping there in the seat for just a minute. But they were right out there, and the nurse was there, and he was okay. Thank goodness. Okay. But I had just one more question just popped into my mind while I was sitting there.
Yes.
Do you have any superstitions or anything on race day? I mean, is there anything about chicken or colors on your car or numbers? Nothing like that?
I don't believe so.
Not one. Well, that's a good thing then. You don't have to worry about that.
We don't want him spoiled.
Yeah.
We want him pure.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, Greg, you got anything you want to sum up here tonight?
We're going to just wrap up the show.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, you got anything you want to talk about KC Raceway Valley?
Well, the micros unfortunately are off until I think the 17th of July
Yes.
at KC Raceway. But Valley is Saturday night, and it's a good night to go someplace you've never been.
Okay.
And I suppose you're racing at Sweet Springs. Do you know
Yes.
what you're doing?
This
weekend?
This week they are not having the
That's special, isn't it?
Yes, I believe it is. I don't believe they are having
Your
the restrictor
class,
cars
yeah.
there, and they're
Yeah.
not racing KC Friday for the micros. So I don't think we're racing this
Yeah.
week.
I think it's small town something. But it's a big race, 2,000 or 3,000 or 5,000 to win, or
Wow.
You know,
12 grand. Yeah, a bunch of money.
I'm sure you and your family know about some of the other racetracks, but I'd like for you to take notice of a role model, Jesse Pate.
Oh yeah, Jesse.
I'll keep that name in mind, and I will.
Well, he races at KC Raceway. He drives the 22. I saw where he goes out. They call it the J Husker Series for micros out in Kansas and Nebraska.
Yeah.
It's like being in the world of outlaws, man. I mean, he goes to all these little racetracks that only race once a year, and it's a big deal when they have a race. And Jesse went, I think, Fairbury, Nebraska. And you just follow Jesse Pate. Send him a friend request, man.
Yeah.
I will look for that name.
Yeah. He's a humdinger, all right. Another Topeka kid.
Yep, that's right.
Started in the quarter midgets.
Quarter midgets.
Started in the quarter midgets.
We got a Missouri boy here, though.
Yeah. Emma,
That's right.
are you done?
I'm done.
Okay. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed the show tonight. We really appreciate you tuning in and checking us out. And like we always say, if you like the show, call a friend, tell somebody, start a watch party, do whatever. But just let them know what we're doing. And if you didn't like the show, we understand that part too, because we know we probably didn't have your favorite driver on this week. So you didn't want to watch. But we get it. We know how that works. We've been doing it long enough now. We've kind of figured it out a little bit. But anyway, what I tell people is next week, best thing to do is just get on Cheeseworks videos on Facebook. I try to have it posted by 10 o'clock. I was late today. Slept late. But anyway, we try to have it posted by 10 so that you can see who's going to be on. That way you can call a friend or somebody that you think might be interested in the show. Because we just know we're not going to have everybody satisfied with what we're doing. It just doesn't happen. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the show. And like I say, check us out on Facebook. On behalf of Greg Clemens, Waylon Phillips, and Stephen Bowers Jr., thanks a lot for tuning in tonight, and we'll see you next week.
Have
Y'all
a bang
good
on the
week.
4th.
Oh, there's going to be tons of racing everywhere. You can't tell me that you can't find a place to go race, because they're everywhere. So that's it, folks. Good night.
All right. Good to meet you, man. Or
Good
not
meeting
meet you. I already know you. Good to have you on the show.
It was a good time having me here.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
It's our pleasure. It's what we like.